So I had told you I did not buy anything in July and I would not film a no-buyer video. I won't film a no-buyer video. But I went to Atelier Laine for their 10th anniversary for the wool shop and the wool making and the wool producing. And I got things. So hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my very small place on the internet where I talk about my knitting life, my knitting adventures, and today my woolly stories. My name is Isabelle, I am in France, in Normandy. It's quite hot and warm today. We are on a Wednesday, July 31st. And last weekend, I went to Atelier Laine for their 10th anniversary. There was a 2-day event at their place. It's in the south of Normandy. And I'm going to be talking about what I got there. And she invited some of her friends who are making knitting related objects or dyeing her wool and everything. So if this is of some interest to you, if you want to have a little summary of what happened last Saturday, please stay tuned. Okay, first, what am I wearing? I am wearing my Nostalgia top. Nostalgia top is by August Knit. I knit that top in 7 days. The original Nostalgia top is a sleeveless top with straps. And I was not very comfortable. I have no straps tops in my wardrobe. I don't wear them. And I have some dresses like that, but I wear them either with something on top of them or a t-shirt underneath. For several reasons, and I know these are maybe not good reasons. First, I'm not very comfortable with the way my arms look, and I know I should not be taking that into account, but I do. And the second thing is also I'm very sun sensitive and I can't really be without anything covering the top of my body and the top of my arms because I get sunburned extremely quickly. So I decided to make this little top with the same pattern and then whip something up for shorter sleeves. I finished this top at Atelier Laine. It was finished before, but I was such in a hurry that one of the sleeves, the last sleeve I knit, I was missing something like maybe 10 or 15 rows. And I said, no, I'm not adding more length to the one sleeve I did knit shorter. I'm going to shorten the one that is a bit longer. So I did that on Saturday. I also weaved all my Yara's end in. You will see Yara and everything next episode. Yara is finished, it's blocked, and I'm very happy with it. And I cast it on a sock. So it was a very productive day. And I unraveled and knit the hem. I made just a small I-cord on the sleeve here. So I really made one of the sleeves for them to be at the same length. And I'm going to stand up. What I liked much was the little part here in the middle that is reminding of some kind of a fake seam. And on the original sample, there are buttons there. I may get some of them. I haven't been to the store where I can get some. So I may add buttons at a later date if I find at a later time, if I find something that I like. And I'm going to stand up to show you the bottom, the lace bottom. So here you have the little lace bottom. I may, next time I wash it again, I washed it in the washing machine. I may pin it down, I just let it dry as is, and the problem is the lace is a little bit flaring up. So I may block it as a real blocking with pins and everything. So I may pin it down so that the lace doesn't roll up as it is rolling up right now, just the little ends. And I made the back a little longer here in the back. I made a few short rows in the back. And other than that, I followed the pattern, of course, up to here, and then I made my own thing. So right now, it is very warm right now in France and all over France. It was very warm in the south of France. And if you've seen the opening of the Olympic Games last Friday, it was pouring rain. On Saturday, it was the same weather. Right now, it's very warm. So I have set aside my more wintry knits, and I'm more onto knitting summery fibers. So I'm taking advantage of that because I don't like very much to be knitting with cotton or linen or other things like that. And for now, I'm in the summer mood. Okay, it's so warm. It's so warm. I'm kind of sweating a bit and my hair is doing whatever it wants to be doing and I don't like it too much. Anyway, so last Saturday, one day after the opening of the Olympics, I went to Atelier Laine. It's in the south of Normandy. I'll try to place on a map. It's in the Perche area. It's a very beautiful countryside area in France, very green, lots of horses places. This place is known for raising and breeding horses. It's quite a very rich countryside. It's extremely beautiful. As it's in Normandy, it's always green and very pleasant, lots of small roads, old houses, old farms, all the things. Anyway, so I went there. It's 2 hours drive from where I live in the north of Caen, in between Caen and the sea. And I did not know if I was going to be going because 2 hours drive, it's a bit over what I can easily do for now because of my hip and everything. So I decided to go anyway. The second thing I was thinking of is it was a weekend with a lot of traffic in France because people who are on vacation on July either were coming back home last weekend or will come back home next weekend, which is at the beginning of August, but if their vacation is at that time period, they will come back home next weekend. So that's a big flow of people coming back home after their vacation. And the people who are on vacation in August are going away from their home. So the statistics were saying the weekend was a black weekend for traffic, and we go from orange or green to orange to red to black. Black is the worst. And there were a lot of scheduled traffic jams and delays on the roads and everything. So I was thinking, am I going? The second thing is, so the first thing was, am I driving 2 hours? Am I able to drive 2 hours? Sorry, I'm waiting for my lady cat to come back home. So when I see something in the corner of my eye, I think it's her. So first thing, am I going to be able to drive 2 hours? Second thing, do I want to be driving 2 hours in Normandy where there are going to be people everywhere on the road, either going back to their home or going on vacation? And third thing, the weather was horrible. It was raining. It had been raining for several days. It did rain a lot on the Saturday again and not on the Sunday. And since last Sunday, we are on a summer state right now. So that's the last week of July, the first week of August. And, they had said we would not have any summer in July. So maybe a few days. And so I decided I was going to go anyway. The other thing that kind of had me calm is that as she was having a big 2 days event at her farm for her 10th anniversary, 10th anniversary for making and selling yarn. Her farm has been up since 1980 or even a bit before that, and she was raising the sheep and everything for meat, of course, and the yarn was just thrown away. And 10 years ago she started to produce the yarn and kind of evolved from making all of her own little thing to having more sheep and more wool, and going to the one of the two main mills we still have in France. There are others, but these are the ones in Creuse, in Felletin. These are the one of them is the one at Fonty. Fonty is a mill and they produce their own yarn, and there is another one, ThreadWalkers, that also only makes yarn from other people. And so it was her 10th anniversary, and she is retiring in September. So she said she has about 2 years of production ahead of her that is still being processed, and that she hasn't at her farm yet. So she will still be making and selling yarn for a couple years. And after that, it's going to be finished, because maybe she will be able to continue to offer cashmere and yak from one of the mills. ThreadWalkers is making cashmere and yak wool. Maybe she will still be able to sell these yarn in her own shop if she can continue, and if she cannot, there won't be any more at her farm. So I also wanted to go there to be part of the festivities, of the party that was there, and all of the people that are used to go to her knit days about once a week. And the other thing is that she had invited some of her friends. So if I recall correctly, I have pictures, I may have footage I can show you. I'm not sure what, I have to check what I recorded. I tried to record because I was thinking of you. And I may show you what I got from some of the booths that were there as I'm talking to you. So the first lady was here. She was here for her son. Another nice story. Her son is an architect, and he went to architecture school. These are very difficult studies in France. And he loved his studies. He loved there. He's a very artistic person, and that he loved a lot. Then he's been working as an architect, and he doesn't like the job. Doesn't like the job because it's a lot of just scheduling. It's not as much art as he wanted to be. Some of you said that you wanted me to keep the chime. I'm keeping them. Please let me know if it bothers you, the wind chime in my window. So he was not able to be in the art field, in the art part of the architecture, and he was not happy. So he stayed on his job for, I don't know, a couple years or something like that, and he said, I'm making enough money for me to take a break and start something else that is more in the art area. So he started what is called Sepiidae. I will link all of their details down below. His name is Pietro Bovio. I'm going to write it down so that you can have the proper spelling, and I'm going to link it down below. He has a website, he has an Instagram, and he has an email. So I'm just going to link his website and his Instagram. His name is Sepiidae. I'm going to try to see, I think she explained the name, the meaning of the name, Sepiidae. Maybe that way you can see the card a little better. So he's working with silver, and for now he makes shawl pins and little stitch markers in silver. They are a bit expensive. And I got a shawl pin, the only one that was like this, that has a real claw and a real closure. If I put it that way, maybe you will see. Yeah, that had a real claw, a real closure, because I have several of these fibulae type of pin, a circle, and there is a pin that you go through. These ones move, and I dropped mine on several occasions, even though it's a wooden one that's not supposed to be moving too much with yarn or on yarn, and it has. So I prefer, when I saw that and I said, okay, I'm gonna get one of these that have a real enclosure, that have a real pin, and that won't move once I've locked one of my shawl or anything. And I placed the little stitch markers on there because I thought it was nicer than just the pin that way. But I don't think I'm going to use them as stitch markers because you see how small they are? I'm going to lose them. Okay, sorry, my youngest son woke up. It's past 12, so no problem. It's time for him to wake up. He was quite hungry, so I interrupted for him to prepare some breakfast for himself, and he's in his room and he's gonna come back when I'm finished. So yes, so the small shawl pin, and I was saying I'm most probably not gonna be using the little stitch markers or stitch markers because I would not like to be losing them. I don't mind to lose light bulbs, and I don't like to lose things, period. I have lost a few light bulbs, and it's always a bummer. I'm always very sad when I lose things, and light bulbs, I have plenty of them, so it's not much of a problem if I misplace one or lose some. I would not like to be losing these ones. So a little shawl pin that I have decorated with some of his little stitch markers. So the other vendor who was there is Perlinotte. Perlinotte, she's from Belgium, I think. I think she's from Belgium. And she makes, and I'm not gonna show you what I got because I got some for some other people, so I don't want them to see what I got before they receive the things. So Perlinotte, she is using little pearls, and she makes a lot of things. I went to see her website, and her website doesn't have all of the things she had when she was at Atelier Paulin. So she has stitch markers, and she works with metal and pearls. Beads, I would say beads, not real freshwater pearls or stuff like that, or precious pearls, beads. And she had one stitch marker that I thought was extremely clever. The stitch marker that doubles with a row counter. And you know these little long row counters where you place, the units on your needles, and you have a mobile one to place the 10th and to mark the 10th and everything. So she has one, or several, I guess, one model that is based on the Chinese, let me check what the name of that. The way to count with balls or pearls. Okay, so I found, I knew the name, but I was not sure. It's Chinese abacus. I think that's the one you use in English. And the Chinese name, I'm going to write everything because I'm going to be butchering the way to pronounce that, is Xuan Pan. it's like in French, if we translate that, is a device to calculate. And she has made row counters based on that idea. The idea is that small beads are units, middle beads are 5, a bigger bead marks 10, and there is a mobile line that you attach to one of the units, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 with 4 beads. 5 is one bigger bead. 6 is 1, 5, and 1. So you can attach the 10th units, the mobile line to mark the 10th units at either of these ones, and then so you can count up to 100, because after you have the 10th on the 9th string with 9, so 1, 5, 4 units, little units, and the 10th mark, you still have the 10th bead, which is a bigger one. So you can count up to 100 rows. You can't count over that with her method, but I thought it was very clever, and I've looked since then for other people making such row counters, and I could not find any. Maybe I haven't looked hard enough and far enough from me, but I decided to look only in Europe, and I could not find any other ones. So I will link all of her details down below. Perlinotte, and she is extremely nice. The lady from the Sholping, from her son, was also extremely friendly, extremely nice. We had a long conversation. She was from north of Europe, and she lived for a long time in USA. Her husband is American, I think. He's from the USA, and now they are back in France. And anyway, Perlinotte, was extremely nice, extremely friendly. We had long chats, and we were knitting also together, because as it was raining, all of the booths were under big raining tents. That it was okay, but it was not very. It was quite a bit an endeavor to decide to go from inside to the booth. So anyway, next day was much better, and I'm very happy that her friends, there were more people, and her friends were selling more things than on the Saturday. So that was the second one, and I think in my no buy year, I say only buy something in person or some online to replace something. I find these row counters are so practical, so useful, that I may get some more. I may get other ones. Okay, next one. Do I need yarn? No. Did I get some? Yes. There was one lady. Her shop is Brin de Malice. So I'm going to try Brin de Malice here. I'm going to try also to find her and link down below, because I don't see anything on the bands itself. But I'm sure she has an online shop. She is dyeing, and this is some of Frédéric's yarn. I think this one is the Amsterdam DK weight. She is dyeing all of her yarn, her Amsterdam, and she is also dyeing her Romney yarn on different yarn weight, fingering, DK, and I think she has Aran type of weight, 4-ply or something like that. And she uses only natural dyes, and natural dyes from natural plants or earth or something, or minerals or something that we can find in France and if possible in Normandy. So you will see her booth was filled with colors that are not mine, and mostly from the yellow to the pink and the reds and the oranges, which are most of the natural plant dyes you can use here in Normandy. This one, I'm not sure I recall which, I'm not sure it's written here. This one is a plant, and she made it more gray with some iron oxides. And you see, it's not regular. I like that. It's a bit heathered with darker parts, lighter parts. I like that very much. I think the base is a bit green, darker green, and so it's not the darkest one. And she made it gray with some iron oxides, and I really liked this color. And I bought the decay weight, even though the yarn I have from Frederic is fingering or heavier weight. I think I have some sports, or even, I'm not sure the yak, what the weight of the yak is, but it's heavier than that. Anyway, so I got this one, and I had something in mind. And I said, maybe I'm going to get another one. And I got a second skein, so I got two skeins. I got a second skein of this orange, and there was another one that was a bit more clear, so I don't think it's written which dye she used. And there was one that was a bit clearer and one that was way more orange. And I was thinking, this is the one I prefer. There is enough contrast between the two, and I want to find a pattern to make a color work. And I'm going to show you which other yarn I'm going to be using. So you may recall, last December I went to Toulouse for my second son's PhD graduation and PhD defense. And I was there for a very short time, just the day of the defense, and I was leaving the next day. So he went to pick me up at the train station. It was an 8-hour train trip. He went to pick me up, and we had agreed we would go to buy his presents for his PhD. He wanted a watch made in France, So I had looked around, and we had a couple places to go, and okay. So we went there. So I went out of the train station. It was maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. We went to buy his watch, and he was a little late, and he said, well, it was your birthday last month, and I did not get you anything. Do you want something? And I said, yes, I know, and I know what I want. Laine Paysanne is having a booth, or not a booth, a pop-up store in Toulouse for Christmas. And it was, I think, the last day it was there, just before Christmas. I'm not sure why they did not stay longer. It was for the months of between mid-October and mid-November, something like that. And I said, yes, let's go there. It was not very far away. It was almost closing time. And he got me 6 skeins of this decay weight. So it's Gris Montagne. So it's natural yarn from Tarascon, I think. So it's 75% sheep from Tarascon and 25% merino, in this natural gray color that is made from mixing black fleeces and gray fleeces. So I think there is not too much contrast. I will show you after, or maybe now. I took pictures in black and white. There may not be much contrast in black and white between these two ones, but they are not alike, even though they are all in the gray range, but there is enough contrast with that one. So that's one. So I have 6 of them. I have one 100% merino, I think, And so all of them are 260 meters per 100 grams. So in this natural white, that is more on the gray side. So you see there is enough contrast with all of these. And I still have one and some skein of this one also from Laine Paysanne. It's the same one as the gray one here that has been dyed several years back. And this is the yellow one from my Pilsenzi that had been dyed by Hall, which is a concept store in Paris, and they do natural dye mostly on fabrics and stuff like that. I think they had another collaboration with Laine Paysanne not so long ago, and also with all natural dyes, and it was all in the yellow, bright yellow to olive range. And I got this one, which is a bit in the which was a bit in the middle, and the name. So it was the white yarn, or the beigey white yarn, and I'm not sure there is anything written here as far as the color, and I may have lost the colorway, but it was a one shot one summer. I remember I was on vacation, I was in the Pyrenees, and I ordered it from there. So I have one and something, one of these ones, these ones too, and I have enough for a sweater because I have 6 of them. And I think I'm going to try to be doing some kind of color work. And I have one main color and 4 contrasting colors. And even though these 2 ones are not very contrasty, I think with all the other ones that are more muted, it could be a more muted type of color work. I have been looking for patterns that I would like to be making with these ones since I bought this one, and I said, okay, I want to make a color work. It's this peachy orange is not in my color realm. It's not my own color. I need to find something that I like with it. And I've been scoring Ravelry since then to be finding a pattern. So I made the bundle in Ravelry, and there are currently 12 patterns there. I'm not gonna show all of them to you because it may evolve and I may not end up casting on any of these. I'm gonna just very briefly show them to you, and some of them only have 3 contrasting colors and not 4, but I guess I can make it work. Of course, there is Esther from Camille Avad. I already have the pattern, and I've been looking for one occasion to cast it on for a long time since I've been having it. And I'm gonna show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 ones that I prefer among all of the ones that are there. The first one is, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Dibiaski by Claire McLean. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's from the Netflix series Don't Look Up, or movie. And when this movie, it was in 2021, I think, yes. When this movie or series came up, everyone was raging about her sweater, and someone made a pattern. And I like it, and I've had it in my library since then. So it may be that one, and there are 4 contrasting colors. The other one is Shifting Gears Pullover by Turquoise Talk Designs, and this one also I really like, and I was kind of looking for not a smaller yoke. Esther is a smaller yoke, or Ether is a smaller yoke. I would like a deeper color work, and this one also fits that bill because the color work goes past the separation for the sleeves and it goes onto the sleeves too. So that one, Shifting Gears Pullover, I really liked, and I don't have it yet. I will need to buy it. And there are 9 projects, and you can look at the different colors and how it goes on lighter background or darker background. And I kind of liked it, and with the gray background, I think it's going to be okay. The second one, or third or fourth one I guess, is Lax by Caitlin Hunter. So many people have done that sweater. The color work doesn't go much on the sleeves. It stops, it's a yoke color work. It stops at the separation for the sleeves. But you have some other type of color work on the bottom of the sweater, and I guess I can place some at the bottom of the sleeves. So that's one that is on the second range. The other one, and I may not do it, I have the pattern, it's from Worsted by La Bien-Aimée. It's stratified by Tiff Nellen. I have been wanting to be making that sweater for a very long time. And I go back and forth. Am I doing this or not? Because I'm not sure I have enough of one skin of contrasting colors to make stratified as in the pattern. So of course I can stop and at some point just continue with the main color. I don't know. I have to look a little bit more in that, but I'm not sure. The other one is Draka Sweater by Catherine Hannibal at Onling. Sorry, I'm butchering your name. This is also a yoke sweater, and the color work stops at the separation for the sleeves. But this color work, type of color work, I have in the Shetland Trader book. And it reminds me, this color work, the way it reminds me, let me check which one it is that I've been wanting to make for a long time also, since before I got the book. It's Mayweek. Yes, Mayweek by Gudrun Johnson. Of course, all of the book is her patterns. But Mayweek is with fingering weight, and I'm not sure I can adapt the pattern and the color work and the stitch count and the row count for DK. I'm not sure. I will have to try and test and see, and if I can, I may do Mayweek, but Mayweek is not the one for me that will be closer to the type of yarn that I have, which is DK weight. Draka Sweater, on the other hand, is made with Erin, and she uses 4mm needles for the color work. It's perfectly the ones that has to be used here. I'm not sure they are. Yeah, it's 4.5mm needles for the length from Frederic, and this one doesn't recommend. Does it recommend 3 to 4mm needles? So it's, even though it's labeled as Erin 4mm needles for the color work, I can use the yarn here, or maybe use 4.5 and 4mm for the body. But anyway, what I was thinking is use Draka Sweater stitch count patterns and everything. I need, it's a pet for pattern. Yeah, I need to buy it, but and extend the yoke color work on the whole body and as far as I have yarn. And I may not have enough for the whole body, but at least extend it on the body and have it more on the sleeves up to the moment I run out of yarn. Because it's not the same color work at all, but it kind of reminds me of, I've lost the name again, Mayweek. It kind of reminds me of Mayweek. So, and I've been wanting to be making that kind of very traditional pattern in a long time. And I guess I need to swatch, see how the colors are going together. Maybe swatch with the Mayweek pattern as I already have it in my library, and see if I can adjust Mayweek for my yarn or if I need to buy, and I've forgotten the name of the sweater, Draka Sweater again. And so you see, So I bought those two skeins and I've been spending hours, maybe not hours, but a lot of time as I'm on vacation, looking around for patterns and trying to imagine how I can, how all my colors are gonna work all together, if I can make them work together, if I can find a pattern that I like. And this is quality time. So not only did Frédéric, with her 10th year anniversary 2 days event, offered me the possibility to buy some other very beautiful yarn, but she also, and she doesn't know that, offered me hours of daydreaming about finding a pattern and finding what I want to be doing with this yarn, and I'm very, very, very happy for that. Okay, next and last, and I've spent some time trying to find the details. I thought I had a picture. I know I have footage. And I know I liked or subscribed to her Instagram account, but I can't find it again. I have tried to find where on Instagram do you see your subscription. Maybe by the time I am editing the video, I will find it again. And if I do not, I may just as well ask Frédéric because I've lost all of the details. And she did not have a business card or something like that. So no, that's not her. So I don't know. So I need to find that information again. I will place it on the screen, and as for the other ones, I will link them down below. She is making electric spinners, e-spinners, small portable spinners, and many people are doing that, or several people are doing that anyway. What I liked is that she is using solar batteries for spinning. So that means it's a completely portable device. Maybe many people are doing this, or maybe not. I have no idea because I don't spin. But, and you know I don't like but a solar battery that you can also charge on the grid if needs be, means that you can have a portable device. You can take it with you about anywhere on vacation or stuff like that to spin. Of course, you have to bring your bat and your big boards or big bags of wool to be spinning, but it's extremely quiet, I guess, because of the electrical engine that is there. And one of the ladies who are there said if she had known, because she bought an e-spinner, I'm not sure which brand, I think e-spinner is a brand, but I don't know if she bought that brand or not. She bought one from Canada, and she said the shipping cost was, the taxes were, and this lady is from Europe. She was French speaking. I'm not sure if she's from France. I need to check that. Or Belgium also, or Switzerland maybe. I'm not sure. Or Luxembourg. I don't recall exactly where she was from. But she is making them and selling them from France. And I was just so mesmerized. I think once I have more time, I will spin, and maybe not on the drop spindle and everything that everyone is so happy with. I think I may get an e-spinner, because one of the ladies who were there, the one who bought the one from Canada, she said before she was spinning on a regular wheel, and she has hips and knees problems, and it was getting difficult for her. Then she used the drop spindle and stuff, and she was not happy with the result. With the e-spinner, she is making very regular thread, very regular yarn. She can ply. She said she bought many bobbins so that she can be plying with the spinner too. And she can ply, and her spinning is very smooth and regular. Of course, if you don't practice one machine is not going, or good needles are not gonna make a good knitting piece if you don't practice. Again, an electrical spinner, a good device, is not gonna make you a good spinner and make very fine and regular threads as you spin. But good tools are better, I think. And so the price is in the 500 euros range. So it's quite expensive, but if you compare to all the prices that you can find elsewhere, it's okay. And also, as she is around, she can give some support if anything happened to the device. So the lady who got the one from Canada a couple years ago, she said if at the time she had known, or at the time this lady was doing her business and was selling electric spinners in France, she would have got this one because it was nice. Very quiet, very nice, very portable. And I need to find her again to have her details somewhere, because I think that's one of the big devices I would like to get one day. Because I have this project, and Frédéric said, if I want one fleece, I have to tell her. And she keeps one for me next time. From one fleece to a sweater. And she also managed to get other fleeces for some of the ladies over there, from other farmers or the wool producers, from the shearer who came to shear her sheep. Maybe that was a couple months ago. And the shearer said that she was going to shear somewhere else, and the yarn was very nice. The fleece were nice, but the lady was not selling the fleeces. And she could grab some and give them away. So one day maybe. She said, I can have you some if you want. And I said, no, I'm not going to store for 2 years and maybe 3 years and 4 years and maybe never spin it. So no, when I'm ready, I'll do that, and I'll go looking for some fleeces and stuff like that. But yes, that was a very nice moment there. And I really enjoyed meeting that person who's making the little spinners. Okay, so I need to stop here because I think Paulin is going to be wanting to be eating a bit more than what he just grabbed to take into his room. And I hope you enjoyed my little report on this day that I spent at Atelier Laine. I did not say traffic was not horrible. I left quite a bit early, and I was looking for the traffic online on maps. And when I saw it started to be clearing in the Caen area, because Caen is a bottleneck, and people going from Paris to Normandy or even to Brittany go from there and around the area. There is a highway around Caen. They are making it from 2 lanes to 3 lanes. That means there are constructions everywhere. It's a nightmare. The peripheric around Caen is jammed all the time. So I kind of looked, and I left to arrive about 8:30, and all was clear. And I was thinking, yeah, it's starting to be clearing. 2 hours from now, it's going to be okay. And it was okay when I arrived. So I escaped all of the traffic problems, and I was quite happy about that, because if there is something that I really hate, is being stuck in traffic. So I hope you enjoyed my little report on this day. I will go maybe once more in August, before, if there is one, if she's having a knitting day, a regular knitting day. I may go in August, but after that I won't go before spring. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you can find some ideas in the vendors that I'm linking down below. I hope you are able to place joy and happiness into your knitting. The sun being here and the warmer temperatures being here, it's much easier for me to be feeling more uplifting and joyful and things like that. So I hope you are managing to place joy and happiness into your knitting, into your little stitches, and into your life. I hope you enjoyed this moment. I thank you very much for being here with me, and I will see you next time. Un, deux, trois. 4, 5. I got there, and how, which there were some, and there was the original Nostalgia top has stripes and no is a there was one lady who was here, so I may go as I may talk as I and show you what I got from some of the ones I've got things from, and I hope you enjoyed this moment I hope you enjoy